After an exciting first episode of the FBI International Season 4 finale, Wes Mitchell, Jesse Lee Soffer, moved to another continent to continue the case. The FBI International Season 4 finale led him to Japan, where he was working with just one Japanese detective to figure out who was kidnapping and killing many American women. Meanwhile, the fly team was left in Budapest to provide assistance in any manner they could. The FBI International Season finale had a lot of questions to answer, one of which was who would receive the GS-14 promotion. As the season progressed and there was so much emphasis on Mitchell, the writers always planned for FBI International Season 5 to materialize, resulting in cliffhangers for the episode, Mitchell's Japan case, in the FBI International Series finale was not intended to conclude the series. The first hour of the FBI International Season finale began in Budapest, where an American woman was killed. With ties to Japan, Reiko Isakawa, Yuriko Haraguchi, came to town to assist with the inquiry. When a man named Takayama was arrested, the investigation became more difficult, as this was a family considered Japanese royalty. It took the investigation to Japan, but Mitchell quickly realized that his American ways would not sit well with the Japanese authorities, who have a much stricter protocol for obtaining warrants. When a young woman, Heather Farren-Bergen, is kidnapped, all eyes fall to Lloyd, the taxi driver. It's evident that he's the alpha that Mitchell knew they were looking for, but he couldn't acquire a warrant to search his home, as he discovered that the Takayama son, who had been arrested within the first hour, had been cut off from his family. Mitchell decided to pay the family a visit, and the matriarch provided the two agents handling the case all of the codes they would need, resulting in a significant breakthrough in the investigation. Focused on discovering the killer and protecting Heather, Mitchell worked on his own, with the fly team supporting as well as they could to find Lloyd. Mitchell and Reiko worked off the books, prompting higher-ups to intervene, punish Reiko, and expel Mitchell out of the country. Mitchell worked alone to catch the killer and save Heather, with the fly team supporting as much as could in finding Lloyd. Mitchell eventually persuaded Lloyd to divulge Heather's location in exchange for a cyanide tablet, allowing him to avoid incarceration, but the fly team leader isn't going to let the cab driver off so easily. Who receives the GS-14 promotion between Vo and Rains? For the past few episodes, Vo, Vanessa Vidato, and Rains, Carter Redwood, had been waiting to hear about a GS-14 promotion. Only one of them would receive it, and at the start of FBI International Season 4, Episode 22, Tate, Christina Wolf, stated that a decision will be made the next morning. We had to wait until the Dick Wolf World Show's series finale to get answers, and even then, they didn't come. Vo and Rains went out into the main foyer for a video call, as Tate and Smitty, Eva Jane Willis, watched. However, the camera cut to Vo and Rains holding hands while waiting for the call to connect, and we never found out which of the two would earn the promotion. Given her continuous leadership in Budapest while Mitchell was away in Japan, it only makes natural that Vo would be promoted. What happens to Mitchell at the end of FBI International? When his father, Dean Kenny Johnson, arrived in Budapest, Mitchell discovered nothing had changed about the man. However, Dean revealed that he had another child, a high school freshman daughter. She needs someone in her life to help her, and Dean believed Mitchell would be an excellent choice. Mitchell first refused to believe he had a half-sister, but a picture came through to confirm it. He spends the 2-hour finale debating whether he should meet her or not. Finally, he decided to take the trip, shocking his sister as she walked home. As a cop, Mitchell might have surprised her in a better way, as stopping her in an isolated area would have certainly made her fearful of an attack. However, the Season 4 finale of FBI International left us hoping that the siblings could build a bond. The way Season 4 was written suggests that there were plans for another season, and everything was laid out for it in the final 2 episodes. Tyler Booth, J. Hayden, appeared in one storyline as a guest star and then left before returning to help the fly team in the final episodes. There was an obvious positioning for him to become a permanent member of the fly team in FBI International Season 5. It looks like everything were set up for either Vo or Rains to depart the series, with one of them earning a GS-14 position. Vo makes the most sense given how she has stepped up as a leader throughout the 4 seasons of FBI International. However, many of us hoped to see her take over the Fly team, and that would imply the character's disappointing demise. Although earlier episodes had hinted at possible storylines, the finale unfortunately left little room for Smitty and Tate to discover where their stories could have gone. There will be a lot more of Mitchell's personal life in the upcoming season, and there is a chance to bring an FBI spin-off with him and Tyler to continue that tale, as the final scene with Mitchell seeing his sister set up an arc for them. Unfortunately, based on the conclusion, Smitty and Tate couldn't see much of where their stories could have gone. However, certain possible arcs have been hinted to in earlier episodes. Tate and Mitchell appeared to have a connection, and Smitty was discovering her sexuality. Both of these topics could have been covered in greater detail in FBI International Season 5. Ultimately, there was a lot of unanswered questions and no resolution for any of the primary characters.